everybody? Welcome to the playground. It's your boy, the Daycare Dude. I'm so glad to be here, but I need you to do me a favor because I'm late. Okay, Ed, I'm late. It's sometimes we get late on the playground, all right? We get outside late, all right? One of our other friends that was on the playground, they were acting up, so the teacher made us go sit in the corner, and now I'm late because of them. What if I told you that was the reason? Yeah, it would be a lie. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just late. Okay, I apologize, all right? All right, do me a favor, hit the share button, hit the like button right now, and if you don't mind doing me this favor, hold down that like button and make you fall in love with us today. Because right here on the playground, I've got a phenomenal guest here who I've been conversing back and forth with through Instagram for time now, connecting with through social media. And honestly, I want to be honest with y'all and tell you that I really enjoy this brother's content. I enjoy what he's pushing out, and I particularly love the message that he's pushing out to our young people. Y'all know my heart. You know my heart for children. You know my heart for families. You know my heart for people. And so I want you to come on in. Come on outside and let's play a little bit, right? 30 more seconds and we'll be right back here on the playground ready to have fun. But in the meantime, you've got to hit that share button. I'm coming back with a phenomenal guest in just a minute. Oh, we back. Okay, bad y'all. I was sharing. I told y'all y'all need to go share. Go hit the share button now, right there on your. Hold on, let me share it one more. Hold on, one more. Real quick. Okay, there we go. Wait, two more. Okay, I got people here because you ain't sharing yet. Okay, cool. Hey, if you haven't done it yet, share, like, tag a friend or a family member and tell them that it is that time. What time? Time for us to get on the playground and talk a little bit. Tonight, we've got a conversation I'm going to help a lot of people, okay? Hey, Shane, God, I just want to say hey to you. I see you here, all right? Tag some people and tell them to come on, let's play real quick. Because tonight, I've got a gentleman, again, who I told you guys moments ago, who I'm really enjoying conversation with him. And he and I were talking backstage before coming up. Just sharing a little bit. And y'all, I'm glad I booked this guy. You know why? Because there's a whole lot more to him than what I thought. I did not know he had done all of this. This man, y'all, okay, that's okay. I'll let y'all for yourself. I'm going to bring him up right now. And I promise y'all know me. I might mess his name up by mistake. It ain't because I don't know. It's just because I don't know. All right? I don't know how to pronounce it, and I do it wrong every now and then. But I bet you I'm right this time. Watch. How much y'all want to bet? Bet y'all I get it right. I'm presenting to you none other than Dr. Unseld Robinson. Okay, Unseld Robinson. Here he is, y'all. Y'all put your hands on the platform. Here we go. Woo. Dr. Robinson. Sir. I'm working on getting me some sound effects, but right now it's my budget, so the playground is still working on the sound effects. We'll get it after a while, okay? We'll get it after a while. Well, so glad to have you here on the playground, man. And we're gonna dive into our conversation for tonight. And I just want you to have fun and enjoy yourself with us. And I just want to say thank you for being here with us tonight.
Thank you for having me tonight and opening an opportunity for me to share the importance of kindness and diversity with all of the childcare providers that's on tonight. So thank you for providing the platform. Thank you.
Absolutely. Tonight I want to deal with the conversational topic I believe is going to benefit all of our childcare professionals out there, especially those of you who are finding that you're having some level of difficulty or some issues within your program with the children's behaviors or how they interact with each other, or even your parents that are coming to the door asking you, how can I get my children to act right? How can I get little Johnny to quit being mad? First of all, could you do me a favor? Help me, please. Stop them to quit calling little Johnny bad. Stop calling little Johnny bad for me, please, okay? I it like that. Don't call him bad. He might have some behavioral, concerns. We ain't gonna call that joke bad. All right. Anyway, all right. So what I want to do tonight is I brought this brother on because again, I've looked at his content, I've paid attention to his work, and I love what he's doing. And can I tell you how I came in contact with him? He hit me up one day on Instagram. And he said, "Hey, look, I've just released this coloring book, and I'm not telling you shouldn't. I'm telling you need this. All right, and I'm going to send you free copies of this because the kids in your center need this. And if you don't get to them, then it's your loss." Okay, and that's how he made me feel, at least. Okay, and now I will tell you what happened. We waited on it in the mail and everything, but I will tell you, I had to go search stuff for myself because this brother was so persistent about getting this in our hands. And here's what I love about it. It wasn't just because he was trying to sell something, because everybody who has a book is trying to sell it, right? Because they want to make money. By the way, I have some books and I'm trying to sell them because I want to make money. So y'all.com and purchase just me, my dad, and my sister, my friends, my right. Anyway, that was my little plug for today. I'll have another later. Just wait on it. But he was not trying to sell a product to make money. He was trying to sell a product so that children were influenced. And I learned something while paying attention to his stuff. I learned that he was trying to influence them in the same way that I would influence them, to be better, to see that there's more. And I believe that you believe the same thing. Would you agree? I believe so. So tonight we're going to talk to him a little bit, and we're going to share real quick with you, Dr. Robinson, and let's have some fun tonight here on the playground. All right.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. If you're on the playground, you know how we do. We want you to say hi. Don't just be out here watching. You got to say hey. All right, you got to say hey. Dr. Robinson, let's get started, man. Let's get started. We have a clip from one of your books, but before we go there, let's just talk a little bit about you. Tell us a little bit about yourself, short version if you can, about who you are and your background, if you will.
So my name is Dr. Unseld Robinson. I've been an educator for the past 29 years, and I'm also a children's book author. So one of the reasons why I started creating children's books is so that children can see themselves as being part of the storyline. And through my research, I found that when children see themselves as being part of the story, children are more eager and engaged in a lesson within a school setting, and also they're able to practice good character outside of the school setting. So my focus has always been on is kindness, responsibility, courage, and diversity. So that's pretty much what I'm going to talk about through my series and also the storyline.
Now, you brought up series, and I'm glad you did it because, it takes us right into what I want to get to. Your books are not just random like mine. By the way, y'all go get it, okay? Just me and my dad's about a girl and her dad, and then my sister, my friend, is about a girl and her sister. Two different, there's not consistent flow between this book and this book as far as what the characters are doing. But we see that in your work, right? We see a consistency with the same characters and so on and so forth. Am I right?
Yeah, that's correct. So one of the reasons why I created this storyline is so that children can see themselves through a adventure. And one of the adventures is teaching children about kindness and diversity. So one of the reasons why I love this work is because of a special opportunity that I had to take groups of kids down south on a 10-day expedition to learn from the eyes and ears and the soft-spoken words of civil rights veterans. I received the Wall of Tolerance certificate. And if you take a look at the bottom, this certificate was signed by Rosa Parks in 2005 before she passed away.
Bring it over just a little. Yeah, there we go. And then bring it up. Yeah. You guys see that signature there? What year was this signed?
2005.
2005. Wow. And okay, continue on. So
based on my work and interacting with children on this 10-day expedition, I learned that it was my focus, it was my challenge to create more opportunities for diversity for all children. So during this expedition to the Deep South, we went to Atlanta, we went to Alabama, we went to Tennessee, we went to Mississippi, Little Rock, Arkansas. So children were discovering what it's like to be a civil rights veteran, regardless of what their backgrounds are, regardless of their ethnicities. The civil rights veteran spoke to the children and told them that we are one. So one of the things that we did was we had morning circles, afternoon circles, and evening circles. And this was an opportunity where kids were able to talk about what are their differences. So it was an eye awakening for me as an educator and now author. So I'm creating as many books as I can with the focus on promoting diversity for all children. Now, I recently created a coloring and activity book that would address the needs of younger children. I just think that it's so important for younger children to see acts of kindness. I mean, it's different to hear about it, but when you actually see it in motion, it's just wonderful. When children are coloring, they're also being able to self-express. And through this self-expression, children are learning more about themselves, and they're able to look at what are their capabilities. Because that's what we want to do as educators. We want to push children so they can see themselves and also to see their potentials in life. So you'll notice that in my books, my series, I don't have many animals because I want children to see themselves, not as animals, not as the expressions of what animals will do, but real people that look like them, people that sound like them. Right. That is one of the ways that we can address the concerns, the needs of our young babies in daycare. That's how we can change this around and turn what might be a negative situation or challenging experience for a daycare provider or an aide or a parent is allowing children to see themselves. And this means a lot to me because a special woman in my life was a daycare provider. Wow. And this daycare provider provided so many opportunities for me to learn and grow and to have these different kinds of experiences. Now, I was always amazed with the different kinds of artwork, colors that were throughout the daycare. They were soft pastel colors.
And you remember this. This has sat with you over years.
Yes,
over the years.
I remember this. I remember those nice pastel colors in terms of the orange, in terms of those greens. Those are wonderful colors. Those are colors that I remember. And those are colors that I'm encouraging all daycare providers to use, to follow the science, follow the research behind colors and how colors can change the mood of children. So where children are able to process and to take in whatever it is that you are providing within your daycare center.
Wow. So I love that you're talking about this, Dr. Robinson. And honestly, I'm becoming more and more impressed with you because, again, I feel like we're connecting on a level of just understanding our why. I'm big on the why. If you don't know your why, then you'll do everything else and be asking the question, what? What am I here for? What am I doing? What's next? And you're just lost. But if you know your why, you understand your why, you can remain focused and stick to the plan that you have. And so I'm especially loving the fact that you just did something, at least for me, that I believe you've encouraged the hearts of other providers who may be watching now or who may be listening to this podcast later. And that is, you reminded us that we matter. And that, you're out here writing children's books and coloring books, and your sole purpose is so that children see themselves for who they are and want to be, who they should be, who they can be, so on and so forth. And then you say that a portion or a reason for your writing and a reason for your work and a reason for your passion goes back to your childcare provider.
That's
A
right.
woman who, yeah, that means something. Every day that we get, hey, you childcare provider that's watching right now. Let me tell you something real quick. Bring the camera in. See, I got a cameraman to do that. Okay. Anyway, hey, you listen to me real quick. Don't you quit, because there's a doctor that's in your center right now. They just haven't grown up yet, and they're about to write books. They're about to write stories. They're about to produce movies. They get ready to become the greatest name known to man in just a couple of years because of you. So you can't quit. Dr. Robinson is a great example of that. So don't you stop doing what you're doing. All right? All right, Dr. Robinson, I'm back now. I'm sorry.
You know, I want to share a story. So
Okay.
the daycare that I was a part of was in New York City. So it was like a small center in the projects. And I always remember looking outside of my window on the projects, waving at the daycare providers, and they would wave back. So that meant a lot to me. That meant that there were adults who were a part of the community, who were able to see me who I was, and I was able to see who they were at that time. It just meant so much. So as an educator today, I'm teaching children the importance of waving. So a wave that I would like to share with all the daycare providers is like this. So this is called the royal wave. And when you have this royal wave, this means that you're telling a child that they're special and that they're awesome. So this is something that I do with all of the children that's within my school. And just recently, now I'm doing the double wave. And this means that you are double important.
Wow.
So children need to see that they're important. Children need to see that they matter. And children need to understand the importance that their voice matters. So that's something that I would like to keep everyone encouraged about, because we have to do our very best to teach and educate and to engage all children, regardless of the ups and downs that you might be having in your centers. Sometimes you might have that parent that can be very angry, that might just curse you out and say that you're not doing enough for their children. But you know what? We have to still push on.
Yeah.
Regardless, we have to push on, and we have to keep it on, because we are living for the children that's in our centers. So I'm going to encourage everybody, just continue to do what you do and be the very best at who you are. So never let anyone say that you're not doing enough, because being there every day in your centers, listening to the children, responding to the children, because you could be the very first person that ever said good morning, hello, or even waved at a child.
Absolutely.
Because we don't know. We don't know what lives that the children are living outside of your centers, outside of your communities. So we just have to continue to do what we do and keep it on and keep it on and keep it on.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, Dr. Robinson, I like that you're saying all of these things, and that will kind of take me into this place, because now you're a former, not just a former educator, but a former administrator within education specifically, correct?
Yes.
So working in administration, and were you in New York when doing this?
Yes, I'm still currently a school administrator. I'm a school principal.
Okay.
I'm a school principal.
Okay.
And I'm a principal of an early childhood center.
Really?
So we have children in pre-K, and something that I do with my pre-K children, I meet with them every day. And I also make sure that I say good morning, hello, how are you? I engage the children in conversations, and I wave at them. I give them the royal wave, because children need to feel that they're special.
Right.
And the more and more that we make children feel special, there is so much that we can get out of our children. There's just so much. And I'm just going to share this really quick. So going through daycare and elementary school, middle school, high school, I was also accepted into college. So I attended college here in the States for a little more than 3 years. And then I had a scholarship to go to school in England. So I studied at Oxford University in the UK. So that was a wonderful experience. And the first person that I had an opportunity to speak with when I returned back from the UK was my daycare provider.
Wow.
That was my daycare provider. And I told her exactly what my experience was and what made a difference. And she says, Unseld, I'm so proud of you. What made the difference for you? And I told her it was your kind words and the way you made me feel.
Wow.
It's not what you said, it's the way you made me feel.
Right.
And I felt embraced and I felt welcome.
Wow. So let's talk about this really quickly. Let's dive into shaping morals, because of course that's our conversation focus tonight. And I know we've dealt with a little bit of why your heart is there, but I want to talk because some of our childcare providers here came tonight to figure out how do I, or is it even important for me to teach moral principle within my center? And like, if I do that, how do I do that? You know, let me just take a moment before we get into that conversation, say hey to some of our viewers, hey to some of my friends out there. I see you guys are saying hey in the comment section. Now I will tell you guys, when you come on, make sure you give permission to StreamYard to use your name, because we can't see who you are without that. Okay. I'm also trying to look at things on my phone while I share to you guys. So I can say hey to you, so I can see your names there. But hey, Shell, how are you? Okay, I see you now. Hey, Shell. Hey, Tanika. Good to see you guys, you ladies, and Toonie. Good to see y'all. All right. All right. So thank y'all for being here. Make sure you hit the share button. Okay. All right. So Dr. Robinson, back to you. You know, talking about shaping morals. In your opinion, just tell me this, and we'll go into a deeper conversation of it. But in your opinion, what is the value of morals being taught in our classrooms today, especially ECE?
Morals is at the top of my list.
Okay.
It's number one, because without having morals, there's no structure. So children need to see that there is structure, and most importantly, that they're in a safe space to learn and grow.
Yeah.
So one example is teaching children about character. So what I encourage everyone to do is to create a kindness challenge in all of your centers.
Wow.
I think this should be an interactive activity, not only for the children, but also for your visitors and the families and the caregivers that come into your center.
So what's a good activity? What's a good kindness activity to challenge them in?
So what I would do is have a poster, the kindness challenge, and I would ask everybody that enter your building to write down one kind word while entering your building. And after having all of those kind words through this challenge is to put all those words together, send the words out in a newsletter. So basically what you're doing is you're reporting the data back to the families and the community as to the kind words that were observed while entering your center.
Oh, that's great.
I would also take it one step further. I would ask the parents to have conversations with their children about the kind words that were observed, and that's within this newsletter. So now we're training and teaching children to think in a kind word, in a kind way, to use kind words as part of their conversation. And also we're having parents and caregivers to use kind words in their conversations as they interact with the child care providers. So I think what we're doing is we're helping to build the community from within out. So we're going to start with those kind words within, and then we're going to build out to the community. And that's one of the ways that we can help to shape our centers, to shape the community, and also taking steps to changing our world.
Yeah, I love that.
One kind word. It just takes one kind word to make a difference in the lives of everyone.
Yeah. And I see how much of a passion this is for you. You know, you go in on this conversation. And so my question now is, in your work, this shows up in your work as well. So my question is, what are some of the challenges that you present in your work? In your books, what are some of the challenges that your characters face? And we'll look at a video in just a moment, but tell me this, what are some of the challenges that your characters face in your books?
So one of the challenges that characters face, and I can share this with you. This is one of my books. The Bayside Bunch Meets the New Girl.
All right.
So in this particular picture book, the children are challenged with meeting someone new. They don't know who this person is. Very first day in the school. So children always have challenges with talking with someone that they don't know. Someone might have a different language. And on the opposite end, the children who are entering this new school or this environment don't know anyone. They're feeling insecure. It's not a safe space where they feel that they're supported or learn and grow. So the challenges that the Bayside Bunch are confronted with are everything that I just shared with you. But what I do in this particular story is teaching children the value of effective communication, using kind words, understanding the importance of diversity. Just because we don't share the same complexion or the same language or the same background, we're still one. And I want children to be able to see that, because we're in a world of transition,
right?
Where children are transitioning from a caregiver to another caregiver, or from a caregiver to foster care or being adopted. So children are transitioning all the time.
Right.
So what I want children to understand and to feel that it's okay to make changes. It's okay to interact or engage in a conversation with someone that might look different than I am. Yeah. So that's one of the important messages that I'm sharing with the children. And I also would like to take this opportunity to share this as a teachable moment for all of the daycare providers. It's important for us to model what we're trying to teach the children as well.
Absolutely.
If we are promoting diversity in our centers, we need to also promote it outside of the centers.
Yes.
We need to have conversations in the community about diversity. And that's something that I'm always encouraging all providers, all educators, all community stakeholders to use as a way of helping to bridge the cultural gap for children. Because what we're doing here in the child care centers, daycare centers, we are planting the seeds. And we have to make sure that we're planting the seeds and we are nurturing. We can't just plant alone. We also have to nurture. And we nurture by giving water, by giving information. We nurture by having conversations. We nurture by modeling. And we also nurture by having a safe space where children are able to communicate effectively and to also take risk.
Oh, so good. I like that. Take risks.
Take risks. Yes, that's what we have to do, because what we're doing is we are building a community.
Yeah.
And in the community, you take risk, you see diversity, you see different backgrounds. And that's something that I learned from John Lewis. In order for children to play, we have to level the playing ground. We level the playing ground by ensuring that children see themselves as one. Wow. That's how we're able to allow children to play, leveling the playing ground. That's what we have to do as educators. Yes.
Well, Dr. Robinson, you know, our time is growing short, but I'm enjoying this. And I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to just tell you in front of everybody, our conversation's not over. So we've got to come back and do a part two of this, okay?
Yes.
So we're definitely going to come back and do a part two of this because I really want to dig deeper into the morality piece and why we need to be. First of all, for those of you who can't grab a dictionary right quick or Google, the word morals or morality is the focus of morals, if you will, is teaching the difference between right and wrong. So you're teaching principle so that a sound decision between right and wrong can be made. That's what morality is. That's what morals. So we're teaching them that. We're not just teaching them, no, you can't. No, leave that alone without reason. Morality has reason attached to it. All right. Morality, I will even say morality births reason. Okay. Morality births reason. There's a reason I can't just walk in front of a car because the right thing to do is to wait. Why? Because I could die. That's the reason if I just walk in front of this moving car. You know, of course, I mean, you know, that was probably a horrible example, but there's a reason why I just can't go and slap somebody. Okay. You know, they may have upset me. And on the inside, I feel like I have a right to do it, but it's the wrong response. So morality says, don't respond that way. Okay, was that a better response, y'all? A little better? Okay, thank y'all so much. All right, cool. All right, so listen, Doc, I am going to I'm going to bring up this video really quickly so that we can see the what is it the Bayside Bunch. Y'all, I've been calling, and the reason I stutter with this one is because he's been correcting me the whole time. Even backstage, we were just talking. I kept calling him the brunch. He's like, it's the bunch, man, the bunch. So the Bayside Bunch meets the new girl. Do you want to? Well, I think you kind of just share a little bit about it, but you want to hit us again with a little bit about this before it goes, or you just want to let them get it?
Let it roll. Let it roll.
All right, here we go, everybody. It's the Bayside Bunch meets the new girl, written by Dr. Robinson. So here we go. That's not the one. Give me a second. There it is.
There's no sound.
How about now?
No
Is there any
sound
sound now? Still no sound? Okay.
Yep, no sound.
Okay, one moment. I'm so sorry to all of our viewers. Y'all stick with us. Let me figure out why I'm not getting sound with this. There we go. With that. Y'all give me a moment. I think we may have to do this. Okay.
Books presents one of today's most creative picture book authors, Dr. Unseld Robinson.
Got it.
The Bayside Bunch are excited to see their
All right, everybody. That's the Bayside Bunch meets the New Girl. So, Doc, tell us some more about this, and where did your inspiration
Good
come
grammar
from?
and spelling
Wait,
are
that's not
important,
it. Hold
but
on.
if you want to
Where did your inspiration
write
come
essays
from when it came to writing this particular book here?
So, writing this particular book, I was inspired by Asian family members that live in Atlanta. So, part of my family are Asian that live in Atlanta. And I wanted to share with everyone that Asian lives matter. So I wanted to really communicate this message and to also share with all children that diversity is a critical piece in everyone's development. So I created this additional character, and her name is Lily. And Lily is a new child that's visiting the Bayside Bunch. And Lily is a person who is very insecure, but she has special talents. So I wanted to make sure that children are able to see themselves in a story interacting with diverse characters. So that was my inspiration. In addition to that, I'm still in contact with my first grade teacher who's 92 years old. And we talk about picture books, we talk about writing, we talk about reading. And she said to me, she says, Unseld, you remember in first grade when you started writing in a journal? So I says, yes. So I started to begin to look at my different experiences in first grade. And I was able to pull together a character using experiences that I had in my journal from first grade and also through the years of being an educator. So that's what inspired me to writing this book, The Bayside Bunch Meets the New Girl.
Wow.
There are portions that are written in Chinese as well in the book.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, great. So and that goes back to the diversity piece that you've been speaking about, that how important the diversity is, whether it's through the language, whether it's through diversity of, just playtime, getting together, learning, all in itself. Diversity is important. So I'm going to ask you this, and our time is drawing extremely near now. And what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to ask you, if you will, if you could leave a message with all of the providers who are watching you right now, and those who will be listening to us on our podcast, audio podcast later, if you could leave a message to them in regards to morality in the classroom, what would you say to them today? What is your message to them?
I would say that in order to have morality in the classroom, it is very important to provide children with access. And what I mean by access is having diverse books in your centers, in your libraries, so that children can not only hear from you when you're reading the books to the kids, children are able to see characters that they can recognize right away and make those connections. And I think by engaging kids this way, we will begin to create moral citizens, children who will be able to distinguish what's right from what's wrong, and also to make those healthy decisions that would help them to prosper, and for children to be able to see the potential that they will make, that they have in life. Yes.
I think that's really good, Doc. I am impressed by your not just your enthusiasm about this, but I'm impressed by your heart for this, this need for diversity and understanding between children, children on the same plane, just getting to understand that. And I think all of your books doing this are going to help so many people. And I pray, honestly, that you reach millions of people across this world with this message, because this is a message, and the messages that you have are messages of hope and messages that could take our communities to the next level, and that could defeat a lot of demons that are plaguing the minds of our children today and the futures of our families. I think that you have a lot to offer us. And so I'm going to tell you guys real quick, Doc, I'm going to give you an opportunity to speak, but I want you guys to check out this work here, okay? Make sure you go. There's a whole collection of these books that you guys can go and grab. And I want you guys to really take the opportunity to go and check out these books. Doc, could you give us these books that are here on the screen? I don't have a better way to enlarge this, and I do apologize to you all for that. But can you tell us about these books here?
So another book that's very important. It's called The Bayside Bunch, Breathing is Believing. And I really like that book is because that book was created during the George Floyd trial and everything else that took place. So I wanted to make sure that I was able to communicate a message to young children that whenever you feel that your backs are against the wall, to breathe. Breathe. Belly breathe for 5 seconds. Inhale and exhale. But you know what? Let's do this really quick. I want everybody to breathe with me for 5 seconds. You ready? 1, 2, 3. That's 5 seconds. So these are the kind of breathing activities that we should be able to share with children and also share with their families as well. So in the Bayside Bunch, Breathing is Believing, this is a mindfulness activity where not only the children, but the family are also learning how to breathe with their children whenever they're feeling that their backs are against the wall. So that was another important book. So another book is The Bayside Bunch, Quarantine in Queens. So
I saw that one.
So this is where children are learning about the different experiences of being quarantined during the pandemic. And by creating this particular book, I wanted children and families to see that this pandemic is impacting everybody. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care what kind of car you're driving. The pandemic is impacting everybody. Yes. So this was a wonderful opportunity to share with children that everyone's experiencing the same thing. But most importantly, it's important to bring the family together, the family to do activities together, the family walking together, the family are planting together. So this was an opportunity for the family to come together as one. Wow. So that was the message behind that book. And the last book is The Bayside Bunch, Go See the Principal. Now, children are always afraid either to see the daycare provider whenever something's wrong or being called to the principal's office. So I wanted children to see that the daycare provider, the principal, can be your friend. Yeah. Because if you're called to the administration's office, doesn't mean that you did something bad. You could have done something great. So that was the message behind The Bayside Bunch, Go See the Principal.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Well, that was that's I did not realize I was going to get all of this tonight. I think that talking to you it was inspiring. And I really do hope that you all who are watching and will listen to this would be inspired by tonight's conversation. That's my hope. That's why I do these podcasts. I'm trying to bring to you people that you need to hear, people that you need to pay attention to in order to be successful in your journey to creating a successful program. I don't believe I have all the answers, but I do believe in connecting with people who have the answers and have some of the answers, who are connected to other people who have the answers. And then where we don't have answers, we've got community. And together a community can build what we need. And that's what I want you to pay attention to, okay, guys? So tonight, you've heard from Dr. Unseld Robinson, and I believe that this gentleman is one who you need to follow. His Instagram page is scrolling at the bottom of the screen right now. La Serena Books is his name, his tag name. So I want you guys to go and follow him there. If you'd like to subscribe to his YouTube channel, you can subscribe to his YouTube channel by just going into YouTube and searching Dr. Unseld Robinson. Again, his name is at the bottom of the screen. Unseld Robinson with the N, Robinson. All right. I want you guys to type that in to the search bar. And if you'd like to purchase any of these books, you can go to Amazon.com and grab these books. You can go to Amazon.com and grab any of these books here. And you listen, I've already been on. You can do it. It's very easy. Type in his name. Make sure you put the doctor on there, and it'll come right up. And it'll give you his entire profile with all of his work. Okay. So we haven't even gotten through all of what this man does or has done, but there's so much more in store for you guys. And we're going to come back with a part 2, and I'll announce that and put that out on IG and on Facebook, and we'll be able to see what all we're going to do to connect back with this brother. Okay. So Dr. Robinson, thank you so much again for joining us on the playground.
Thank you so much.
All right. Don't be so quick to leave. All right. Don't be so quick to leave. Those of you who are here on the playground, I want to say to you, thank you so much for joining us from the, how do we say, from the slide? No, not from the slide, from the playground. Where do we go? Where do we start? Does anybody remember? Tanika, I haven't done this in so long. Where do we start? However, from the merry-go-round, not the merry-go-round, from the monkey. I don't know. Thank y'all for being on the playground. We've had a great time. We ended up at the picnic table. I do remember that, all right? We was on the swing set, but we're glad here and so glad that you guys have been with us tonight. We'll take you guys take care. See you soon. Don't forget to go to the daycaredude.com and order your copy of my latest book, My Sister, My Friend. All right? My Sister, My Friend. You guys love my daughters, Nyla Grace and Kyla Faith. Y'all like their stories. And when they get more likes and views than I do. So if y'all like them so much, go get this book. It's about them. It's about a big sister who finally realizes that it's a good thing that her little sister follows her around and tries to do everything that she does. All right. So, yeah, so you guys go and purchase that book if you can. And thank you so much for your support. Hey, go to Amazon.com. You can grab it there too. All right. Y'all take care. God bless you. Have a smile upon you. And I'll talk to you guys soon. All right.
Okay.